everyone. It is Wednesday, I tell you. It is. I checked the calendar. It's Wednesday. How are you tonight? Welcome to Wednesday. It is great to have you here this Wednesday evening. Wednesday, the 18th of August. Here we are. We are flying through it. Hey, Kitty, how are you? Great to have you with us live tonight. It is Hump Day. Hump Day, people. Hump Day. Yes, we are getting over that hump. It seemed like a big hill to climb this week, but we are getting over it. It was a great day for Kitty. Hello, Adele and Dazzle. It is treat time. Kath, how are you? The Illinois contingent's all showing up tonight. It is great to have you here, Kath. I hope all is well in your world. What are you all grateful for? Kitty says it was a great day. My store report says it was a super busy Wednesday. Heidi in Iowa is with us live tonight. Live! We're all getting over that hump. We're climbing it. We're climbing. We're getting over that hump. It's hump day. Yes. Here we are on week 74, 75. Climbing over that mountain. Climbing it. You guys are awesome. You're doing it. You're making amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. I'm so excited for you. So excited. Had my second PPP forgiven today. Sales were great. Trainee did well and lots of incoming today. That's awesome news. Sales were great here. Incoming, well, they said incoming, overflow incoming is in the closest fitting room to the back room. So we got so much incoming that the back room is overflowing into one of the fitting rooms. That's a good thing. It was Joe's day off, so, he'll grab it all in the morning. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook, you hop right on over to YouTube. We're broadcasting there too. Same Neil, different channel. Same Neil, Cassandra's got the link for you in the Facebook comments. So if you have any problems, you just click there and you'll be right on over. It'll be like I'm there. Here I am, there I am, here I am, there I am. I'm right there. Yay, Heidi, I'm so happy for you. Well, we're going to be moving on. Actually, we will get into the ERTC in earnest next week because I talked to my accountant today and he's got everything coming my way with forms, and we're going to want to get on that because because they're talking about changing the forms, of course. So we want to get on it before they change the forms. Actually, we want to get on it for two reasons. One, before they change the forms. I guess three reasons. I keep on coming up with more reasons. So I guess I should just get to bullet points. Point number one is because we want to get on it before they change the forms. Two, we want to get right on it because we want money in your bank account, not the government's. And three, because that government is looking at clawing back money from it for the fourth quarter. So before politicians get their greedy little hands on it and say businesses aren't interested in this program, we need to get these in so they understand just how important this program is to keeping businesses going through this roller coaster. And I'm certainly telling the story of that, but it is a much more impactful story when the IRS tells them we've had this much money, that businesses are asking for. So it becomes an incredibly more impactful story. So we are going to get on that. I talked with Tim today, so we will be on that. Excuse me. Well, speaking of being on things, let's get on the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Every night, it's where we go to get things going. Tonight, we are on page 116. Good morning. I believe in you. Not always in our leaders, not always in the subway schedules, but always in you, unwavering. Boom. There you go, people. There you go. There you go. Well, there's our quote from Simon today. Our quote from Simon today is, when we help ourselves, we find moments of happiness. When we help others, we find lasting fulfillment. When we help ourselves, we find moments of happiness. When we help others, we find lasting fulfillment. That's what you guys do every day. You're always helping others. You are helping others each and every day, finding lasting fulfillment. Hey, Rose, Jennifer, great to have you both here tonight. Excited that you're both here. You know, we just said we had the Illinois contingent, and then Florida shows up. You know, you got all of Illinois, and now you have Florida showing up. We're having the whole country show up. Everybody's showing up tonight. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. We're getting through it. We are getting through it. This is a great tale of marketing. Okay, this is a great tale, and not all of you will remember this. Not all of you will remember this. But in the late 90s, Pepsi ran an ad, and this was the height of the cola wars. Rock and roll the cola wars. I can't take it anymore. The cola wars, and you had the Pepsi challenge. You had all this stuff. Not another TP shortage. Not another TP shortage. No, don't tell me that. But and so during the height of this, we'll find you toilet paper in Iowa. You got something you can use in Iowa as an alternate for toilet paper. They'll turn corn into toilet paper or something, Heidi. Don't worry. Don't worry. But this was an interesting ad. So this was the height of the cola wars in the 90s. And Pepsi ran an ad. It opens with a cocky teenager donning a Pepsi t-shirt, and the text under it says, t-shirt, 75 Pepsi points. The teenager then swaggers through a door in a leather jacket, and it says, leather jacket, 1,450 Pepsi points. He puts on a pair of blue tinted sunglasses, shades, 175 Pepsi points. And the narrator chimes in, the more Pepsi you drink, the more great stuff you're going to get. And the scene shifts to a teen landing a Harrier fighter jet in front of his high school. Blowing the hair and everything off the bewildered principal in the parking lot. And it says, Harrier fighter jet, 7 million Pepsi points. Okay. The commercial was the national debut of a promotion called Pepsi Stuff, and it was the height of the rock and cola world, cola wars. It was after the first Gulf War, so military stuff was in. So we were flying high on that, and Top Gun and all of that. Okay, and the commercial campaign, the promotional campaign, was the company's largest in history. One they hoped would steal share from Coca-Cola. In all, the promotion cost Pepsi an estimated $200 million, including $125 million worth of merchandise. And billions of products around the U.S. were marked with Pepsi points. A 2-liter bottle was worth 2 points. A 12-pack can was worth 5 points. Customers could save points and redeem them for items listed in a Pepsi Stuff catalog. And you could also purchase additional Pepsi points for 10 cents each. And it even had a whole catalog. But notably absent from the list of items was the fighter jet. But an intriguing business student, Leonard, saw a 21-year-old business student at Shoreline Community College saw the jet as a legitimate offer. He knew from an interest in flying that the Harrier was a Marine Corps aircraft used extensively in the Gulf War, and it cost $33 million to manufacture. But Leonard was a 10 can a day kind of guy. You know, to get that, he'd have to drink 46,000 cans every day for a year. But there was a workaround. He only had to submit 15 points he collected and then 10 cents for each additional point. All he had to do was raise $700,000. Over several months, the enterprising college student put together a business plan, researched case law on promotional advertisements, and convinced several investors, wealthy clients he'd met while working as a climbing guide, to front the cash. In March 28th of 96, he mailed in 15 Pepsi points along with a check for $700,000, including shipping to Pepsi, and asked for his jet. He received a reply from Pepsi. Mr. Leonard, the item you requested is not part of the Pepsi Stuff collection. It is not included in the catalog or on the order form, and only catalog merchandise can be redeemed under this program. The jet is in the commercial is fanciful and simply included to create humorous and entertaining ad. We apologize for any misunderstanding or confusion that you may have experienced and are enclosing some free product coupons for your use. Yeah, seriously, Kelly. He responded, and his lawyer responded, your letter of Dear Pepsi, and your letter of May 7th is totally unacceptable. We reviewed the videotape of the Pepsi Stuff commercial, and it clearly offers the new Harrier jet for 7 million Pepsi points. Our client followed your rules explicitly. This is a formal demand that you honor your commitment and make immediate arrangements to transfer the jet to our client. If we do not receive transfer instructions within 10 business days of the date of this letter, you will leave us no choice but to file an appropriate action against Pepsi. The letter made the rounds of Pepsi and eventually to the advertising agency that put the ad up. And a VP at the firm wrote back that I find it hard to believe that you're of the opinion that the Pepsi Stuff commercial really offers a jet. No reasonable person would agree with your analysis of the commercial. So it went to court. And this is where it gets interesting. And this is where it gets interesting. You know, if you didn't find it interesting already, because Kelly's like, seriously? Seriously. I don't make this stuff up. I am not creative enough to make this stuff up. With the help of counsel, Leonard filed suit claiming that Pepsi's ad had constituted a binding offer, and the company had breached contract by refusing to exchange 7 million Pepsi points for a jet. A flood of news reports followed the filing, and Pepsi made no qualms about publicly sharing its thoughts on the matter. Tens of millions of Americans and people around the world saw that spot, got the joke, and laughed, a Pepsi spokesman told CBS News. Mr. Leonard saw the post, hired business advisors and lawyers, and decided to take legal action. Well, wait until you hear where he got hired by, Kelly. Hang on, I got that. I didn't want any publicity on this, Leonard retorted. I'm not trying to make a statement. I'm not looking for a settlement. I just want the plane. In an interview with the Associated Press, he reiterated that he was simply trying to take Pepsi up on an offer it made to the public. Pepsi was swift to counterattack. The conglomerate responded with its own suit in New York, seeking to recoup nearly $90,000 in attorney's fees and dismissed Leonard's claims as frivolous without going to trial. As things often play out in the American justice system, the case turned into a 3-year-long procedural slog before making its way to Judge Kimba Wood of New York's Southern District. And ultimately, the case came down to whether Pepsi's TV ad constituted a legally binding offer. The decision came down to 3 key points. Advertisements are generally not considered offers in contract law. This is important. Ads for the sale of goods, TV, radio, newspaper, newsletter are merely the requests to offer or negotiate. And an advertiser must accept an offer from a customer for it to be legally formed. So when you advertise something, it is just an offer. You must accept an offer for it to be legally formed. That is legal case point number 1. Point number 2, the ad was obviously a joke. An ordinary reasonable person would conclude that a soft drink company would not give away a fighter plane as part of a promotion. Step 3, an enforceable contract requires both parties' signature. Under existing law, any contract for the sale of goods worth $500 plus must be evidenced by writing, and Pepsi did not sign anything. Leonard would not get his jet. But as a Defense Department spokesman clarified, a fully demilitarized jet probably wouldn't have been much fun anyways. After mounting an unsuccessful appeal in 2000, Leonard pursued his next adventure, which is what Kelly was wondering. Where did Leonard end out? He moved to Alaska, where he became the chief mountaineering ranger at Denali National Park. But in recent years, he was promoted to the D.C. Bureau of the National Park Service. Despite, or perhaps thanks to the controversial press, Pepsi stuff was a massive success. They called it by far the most successful promotion the company had ever run. After the lawsuit, the Carrier jet ad continued to run, but with some minor tweaks to drive home the joke. The points were increased from 7 million to 700 million, and 2 words were tacked onto the closing text. Just kidding. But it is interesting for the case law that became, okay, that advertising is just an offer, okay, that it is just an offer, and that has to be further negotiated. That is a very interesting part of marketing / advertising case law to keep in the back of your head. Okay, these are. You find inspiration, you find knowledge in the weirdest places. Okay, Pepsi and a thing. I mean, I remember the Pepsi challenge. You know, did you drink? You know, and everything. You'd go to the Iowa State Fair, as an example. You go to the Iowa State Fair, and they'd have a booth, and you'd have to pick Pepsi or Coke. You know, did you? You know, a blind taste test. Were you drinking Pepsi or Coke? And you would have that at the thing. Glossier, the digital first beauty brand, will open a store in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle. Why? Because brick and mortar works. Brick and mortar works. They are opening stores, and they have plans to open more stores. They had done pop-ups before, but this is 4 times larger. And because people want to be in person, in stores. That's the future of retail, people. That is the future of retail. We have talked about hiring. We've talked a lot about it this week, okay, and staffing in the last week. And Aldi is ramping up, and they are increasing pay for store and warehouse employees. The chain's new national average starting wages for store and warehouses positions will be $15 for store and $19 for warehouse. Um, that is what they're going to go with. But Aldi is very deceptive. They have those signs at their doors. $20 for an assistant manager trainee, 22 as an assistant, 28 as a manager. These are all very deceiving. They make it like any warm body. You got a pulse, you can come and get that. That is not what they hire. That is not what survives at Aldi. You have to have complete and open availability is one of their caveats. Okay, and they put that to the test. You can't have restrictions on your availability. That is a big thing. That is a big thing with them. Food stamp benefits are increasing by 25%. Food stamp benefits are increasing by 25%. And why does that matter? Well, because if people have more money to buy food, and food insecurity in this country it's terrible, the amount of food insecurity we have in this country. So I will say that I understood it much better when Rebecca got to college. Okay, I probably did not understand the level of food insecurity in this country. Even though I knew it was out there, I never fully understood it until Rebecca was in college. And you have all these kids at a private school that scrape together loans or whatever money their family had to be at private schools, but then had no money for food. Then they had no money for food. They had money for room, but not food plans. They buy the cheapest thing. You got one meal a week or something. And you had all these kids hungry on college campuses that are costing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and they don't have food. And so and that's probably an extreme example. You're at an expensive school and there's still food insecurity, but it's everywhere. Food insecurity is everywhere. But the fact that food stamp benefits going from $15 a month for Illinois SNAP up to $475. Yeah, but that's why that is so huge, Kitty, because that gives them more buying power outside of food. So I'm all for eliminating a country like ours. We shouldn't have food insecurity. We shouldn't have people wondering if they're going to go to bed hungry tonight. And it just shouldn't happen that way. It should not happen that way in a country of such plenty. I heard one stat the other day that like 40% of our food in grocery, goes bad because we throw it away because of Best Buy dates and things like that in this country, of just food in that travels through the grocery store. Okay, in some parts of the country it's as high as 40%. But my point, beyond the fact that be aware of food insecurity and be aware of the issues of food insecurity, is that families having this money, families having this benefit right now, will put more money in their pockets to do other things. It will put more money in their pockets to buy more clothes from your store, buy more home decor from your store. It will allow them to do other things. It will free up resources so that they aren't stressed about that, so they can do something else. And I can't 100% say that what that something else is, but it might be just simply clothes now. Might be a thing that they can afford to buy, that they'll have extra money for. So I'm aware of that. And I don't want, if we can lift people out of, remove some food insecurity from this, it's a good thing. They're talking. Some of the financial guys are like, oh, this is going to benefit Walmart and such, hugely because of, they take SNAP benefits and things, on the grocery side, and then people will buy other stuff. I don't think this is all a Walmart thing. They're not the only one that are going to benefit of this. Ultimately, people not going to bed hungry will have families benefit, and I think associated businesses all throughout a community, a whole community will benefit because of this. So I think that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Um, Speaking of Walmart, um, Walmart is raising their sales forecast for the rest of the year. Why? Not because of online shopping, but because people are returning to their stores. People are returning to their stores, and they are spending big. Excuse me. Their online growth has slowed, but they are. But in store, as people and customers are returning to their stores, their cart sizes are up. Their sales are up. This is a good thing that people are returning to stores. And Walmart is continuing to invest in their brick and mortar. Okay. Again, I really gotta limit, news. Really limit news. Retail sales drop worse than expected, 1.1% in July, as rising COVID fears hit consumers. That's this ad. Yes, returning despite the COVID spike. So that's this ad. Okay, that's this headline. That's this news headline. Retail sales drop worse than expected, 1.1% in July, as rising COVID fears hit consumers. This news article, July retail sales up 11.5%, despite consumers traveling and dining out. Which story do you want the numbers to tell? Both are sort of true. Okay? But it's what are you comparing them to? Okay? Part of it is comparing it to June versus July. So it's a drop from June to July. More people are traveling in July than in June. Okay. And consumer spending remains positive. The spending in July was still a 15.8% acceleration from the same July of last year. Okay. And I actually have some numbers that somebody's sending me tomorrow that'll break it out by industry. That'll give us I have some numbers from our friends at the National Retail Federation I'll have tomorrow. But it is not as dire. It is not as dire. So things are, it is what story do you want to hear? What headline? And you have to remember, negative headlines sell. Negative headlines sell. It is why I get rejected from more interviews. Okay, more often than not is because I am not being as the sky is falling. Oh my God. Hold up the sky. The sky is falling. There are stories to tell with this because the sky isn't falling, okay? There are concerns, what it is ultimately doing, just like you are learning to adapt in your business and live with COVID. COVID is not going away tomorrow. They've talked today, they announced today that you'll be eligible for third shots starting September 20th, I believe the date is. Third shots will be available to all eligible Americans who got the Pfizer or Moderna shot. And, that's, again, because this is going to continue to be with us in some form or shape. COVID is not going away, but our economy, our society is adapting to live with it. And you are adapting. You have adapted. You have continued to adapt, and you will continue to evolve to meet the challenge that COVID or anything else, because we're going to move from pandemic to endemic. We've talked about that. And we're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You didn't come this far to just come this far. You didn't come this far to just come this far. You're not. This isn't the end of the road. This road is a winding road that we are traveling. Okay, it is a winding road, and you will curve. You will lean into the curve. You'll lean into it, and you will make around that curve, whatever the next curve is. Whatever the next curve is. Whatever the next curve is. Our friends at FedEx, I told you, what was it, last week, that the post office was planning their surcharge rates, and FedEx announces to remain competitive peak surcharges that will extend into 2022. So they are starting in October, just like the post office, but their rates, the post office rates are through December 26th is the surcharges, and FedEx is through January 16th, 2022 is where their surcharges will range. And, just know that shipping is more expensive. That is right, Kelly. Not all that wander are lost. But more important was shipping. I can't stress this enough. The part that's getting left out of these shipping conversations, and this is the note you need to write yourself right now. If you got a piece of paper, if you need to write yourself a reminder, write yourself this reminder. Order packing material now. And that can be, and packing material is whatever materials you normally use for shipping. If you're using free USPS stuff, order more free USPS stuff now. Supply chain, people, supply chain, okay? You want to have these orders in the next couple of weeks. If you have not ordered, I just ordered, I got a truck coming next week with bubble wrap and boxes, and I ordered the USPS stuff that we use so that we are stocked, so that I am not waiting on supply chain issues for boxes. I don't want that boxes or bubble or tissue paper, whatever it is you're putting in your boxes, however you're shipping, make sure you are ordering supplies now, okay? You do not want to be a month from now and not have your supplies yet for the fourth quarter. And I know some of that means you'll be putting it in your basement at home, and some of you will be putting it above the drop ceiling. I don't know where you're going to put it. Leave it in the trunk. Put it in under the cat. I don't know. Put it somewhere. But trust me, there are stores out here that aren't listening tonight, who are going to say, in October, I can't get any free USPS boxes. I can't get any bubble wrap. Okay, they're telling me 8 weeks on bubble wrap. I got to ship stuff this week. Okay, order your mailers now. However you do it, get it in. You want to have your orders in by right after Labor Day, if not before. So just give that some thought, because you're going to find supply neck challenges, bottlenecks with that, and I don't want that to be the bottleneck in your shipping. I don't want the lack of a free USPS box, okay, or padded envelope to be the bottleneck in your shipping. So keep that in mind. Get those orders in. I know it sounds, crazy to be getting all that in now, but I got our orders in this week. I put our orders in because I do not want to be without. I don't know where I'm putting it all, but that's next week's problem, not today's problem. That's next week's problem. We will find a place. To store it. It is incredibly important that you have that, and you have that available. So you don't want to be caught short on that, whatever the supply it is. A current audit from our friends in government have found that the PPP loans made with the fintechs are much more likely to be suspicious or fraudulent. The fintechs are like your Cabbages, your PayPals, any these online non-traditional banks. Any of the non-traditional banks were not high vetted on the loans they were providing. Okay, on the PPP loans. So there's a much higher chance of fraud, which also means that's where the government auditors are spending more of their time. So there's a higher chance of those loans potentially getting audited. Just again to be aware of. I know I don't have issues with people that turned in here committing fraud, but we run the risk of the audit. We're going to get to the whole file, what to put in the file. I mentioned we got our PPP forgiveness today, which was exciting to actually have the piece of paper that says it. But we're going to go through that after we get through the ERTC. We're going to go through the folder, what records to keep, so that you have everything organized for any type of audit you're going to have for any of this government paperwork. We're going to step right through it. We're going to step through how to do it in QuickBooks, what to keep track of. We will step through it all. I promise you that, because I have my folder all set, and we will do that. We will do that, people. Yes, we will. You know what else we do? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. All the files, all the links, all the references, they're all over there, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell. Ring that bell so you know when a new video drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it to the other side. I am here every night at More 8 Than Ish. More 8 Than Ish live in the Narts private Facebook group. But if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com, Neil@ECIstores.com. We start the program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight, our Good Morning on page 116 is Good Morning. I believe in you. Not always in our leaders, not always in the subway schedules, but always in you unwavering. Our good night tonight is good night. I believe in you. Not always in our institutions, not always in my own strength, but always in you, evergreen. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8 Than Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dessert.